What's up, guys? Chiefs Chat, episode 30. And in this episode, I'm going to recap the game that we just had against the Saints. So, guys, I feel kind of weird right now. I feel a little strange because, I feel like I wish you guys were here to answer. But I feel like kind of asking you guys, you want the good news first or the bad news first? Because there were a couple of things that happened in that game that I wasn't too happy about. We'll get into that. But I figured, it's Christmas. I just feel like being nice and having fun. So I'm going to talk about the good things first, okay? Let's talk about our defense. Obviously playing fantastic through the first three quarters. The fourth quarter, we're not going to talk about that yet. But the first three quarters, we were absolutely fantastic. And number one, being able to stop Alvin Kamara. And number two, forcing mistakes on Drew Brees. Obviously, that interception was fantastic by L'Jarius Sneed. A great interception by him. But, the main point I want to make is we were able to stop Alvin Kamara. And that's a thing that we need to be able to do in order to win playoff games. You guys saw it last year, okay? Derrick Henry and the Titans, they were on a roll, okay? They were in the AFC Championship game after being 9-7, okay? That's not a good record, but they were there. And Derrick Henry was a guy that nobody wanted to mess with. But you know what? The Chiefs took it, and we were like, you know what? It is what it is. We're going to have to face Derrick Henry, and we're going to have to stop him. And that's what we did. Okay, we stopped Derrick Henry, and we got that win. Even after being down by 10, we got that win. But this game to me was very similar. We have a weapon on the opposing team that we need to stop in order to win this game. So we're going to do it. That's what our defense does. Okay, we just do what we need to do to win the game, and that's something I'm super happy about. A great quality in this defense. Alvin Kamara not being able to rush the ball, very well at all. He had 11 carries, 54 yards, a 4.9 average. So, he had a pretty solid average, I guess you could say, but didn't carry the ball a lot. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we were able to create pressure and really put Drew Brees in a situation where he had to throw the ball. So, and when it comes to Drew Brees, I'll talk about him. He threw 15 completions and had 34 attempts. That's horrible. That is below 50% completion rate. That's bad. And we're talking about a guy who is one of the most accurate passers in the history of the league. Drew Brees is phenomenal. There's a reason he leads the league in total passing yards for a quarterback. There's a reason, he has that title. And it's because he is so accurate with the football. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And he, also is known to have an incredibly high completion percentage. He was below 50% in this game, and that says a lot about the way our Chiefs defense was just able to compose themselves and just stop plays and just make things happen on the defensive side of the ball. So that's fantastic. Super happy about that. And, on the Chiefs side of things, Patrick Mahomes had a very solid game. 250 yards, 3 touchdowns, spreading the ball around to, Travis Kelce had a touchdown, I believe. Tyreek Hill had a touchdown, of course. Tyreek Hill actually, just tied the Chiefs franchise record for receiving touchdowns in a season. Just tied Dwayne Bowe, by the way. I had a video about him a couple weeks ago, I believe. But Tyreek Hill just doing fantastic stuff for this Chiefs team. And Travis Kelce, I could go on and on about him. But this offense just doing a lot of great things. And, the point I made about this offense is we got to start getting our third and fourth options, rolling into this game. And I think we really did. I think we had Sammy Watkins with a couple of great catches. Mecole Hardman had a nice catch in the end zone for a touchdown. And overall, I was just super happy about this, our offense. We ran the ball well. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had a good game, but unfortunately, we'll talk about it later. But he had a great game, and Le'Veon Bell actually, contributed in this rushing attack. And, for the first time since Le'Veon Bell has joined this team, I've been satisfied with the way that our rushing attack has really played. And against the number one rushing I don't know if they're number one. They're definitely top 5. A top 5 rushing defense. That's fantastic. That's great. I'm super happy about that. And, I don't know about you guys, but I was feeling a little nervous going into this game because of the fact that they were such a dominant, defense, on the stat sheet. But we were able to, combat that with having a fantastic offense. And, their defense just didn't have any answers for us. And that's the thing about the Chiefs offense. Even against the best defense in the league, the second best in the league, I think. I'm pretty sure it's the second best. Probably the 10th best now. But, one of the best defenses in the league, it didn't matter. It didn't matter what they threw at us. It didn't matter what they did. The Chiefs offense was able to prevail and just play a solid game and just put up points. So, our offense is fantastic. You can't argue that. Patrick Mahomes is just he's a god. He's literally a god at this point. He has entered God status. And 3 touchdowns, no picks. I will say Aaron Rodgers, you look at the way he played yesterday. Not a lot of yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, you tell me who's the MVP, but I mean, it's for a different video. But anyway, that's kind of the good. That's everything good that I really saw in this game. And a point I want to make is, I mean, do you guys ever get the feeling, because, when we get a flag, okay, or when there's a flag on the field, and the camera pans towards Patrick Mahomes and he's pointing to the other side, that's when I'm like, oh, I'm so relieved after I see that. But it's just funny to me, I thought about it and I was like, Patrick Mahomes just knows, he just knows that, the flag's on the opposing side. And so every time I see that, I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. I don't know, I just thought that was funny. I thought it was a funny point because you don't always know what the flag is until, they call it. So you're like, oh man, who's it on? And you look at Patrick Mahomes and he's like, it's over there. And we're like, oh, thank goodness. But, I just think that's funny. Patrick Mahomes is a super smart guy. But anyway, we're going to move on from all that because we've got a couple of bad things to talk about. And the big one, and if I'm not mistaken, the only one, I don't know why I said there was multiple bad things, but this is the only bad thing, and it's a very bad thing. Probably felt like there was more than one bad thing because this is such a bad thing. Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting that injury. I believe it was a left leg injury. It looked serious. It looked bad. And had an x-ray immediately after the game, and they're going to have to do further tests on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'll probably make a video about CEH in a couple of days on that update. But as of right now, it's looking kind of bad. It's not looking good for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Hopefully, it's not as bad as we all think it is, but it didn't look good. He wasn't able to put any weight on that left leg, when he got up and walked off the field. So scary stuff, really scary stuff. And it really reminds me of a time when we had Jamal Charles on our team. If you guys don't know who Jamal Charles is, he's an all-pro running back. We had him back in like 2010, I believe, was when he first got the starting job for the Chiefs. But he went down, I think, twice in his career, 2 separate times with season-ending ACL injuries, and that really derailed his career as a Chief. And seeing Clyde Edwards-Helaire go down with an injury similar to that, I don't know where the injury is. I don't think it's an ACL, but it looked bad. It's concerning, to say the least. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he is a young running back, and the way he's playing so far this year is just phenomenal. He's a guy that we do not want to lose. I mean, not even just this year. We don't want to lose him ever, for the remainder of his career, because he has a lot of potential. He has a lot of promise, and if it's not serious, then. And, he is good enough to play next week or the week after that, do not play him, okay? We're not playing Clyde Edwards-Helaire for the rest of the season until the playoffs. I mean, seriously, let's get this guy off the field. Let's get him rested. Let's get him ready for the playoffs. But if it's a serious injury, and it's really looking like it is, if it's that bad, then we might have lost Clyde Edwards-Helaire for the playoffs. And that's big, guys. I mean, that's huge. Losing a guy like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I mean, he came into this offense and made an impact immediately. I mean, he's part of the reason that we were able to do all this dynamic stuff on offense. I mean, one week we'll be killing you in the running game, and then the next week we'll be killing you in the passing game. Not having CEH is kind of going to, take away from our ability to be able to change the game plan up like that. So, I'm just hoping and praying that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is okay. I'm really hoping and praying that he is, good and healthy by playoff time, and hopefully this isn't something that really plagues his career. I really hope it doesn't, because Clyde Edwards-Helaire is incredible. So, we're going to move past that, because that was depressing. Honestly, I was about to cry, if you guys couldn't tell. But, happy right now. Super happy about the way this Chiefs team played, and hopefully we get Clyde back. Hopefully we get everything, back. Hopefully we're all healthy for playoff time, because we are looking right ahead. Okay, 13-1 here, and we are heading straight for the playoffs with a full head of steam. Okay, so super pumped up, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next episode where, hopefully we get that update on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. It's going to be a big one. So, peace out. See you later, guys. Oh, you fell down.